Welcome to Frolic Weekend, a 6-day getaway for queer and trans men of color in the heart of Provincetown, Massachusetts. This is the biggest and largest gathering for queer and trans men of color in the country. Join over 1,000 men for curated experiences that celebrate who we are. From powerful conversations to poolside days, boat cruises, and unforgettable nights soundtracked by some of the best DJs. Frolic Weekend is your chance to show up as your true and authentic self. This is our 7th year and we're feeling lucky. So this year's theme is Jackpot, because everyone who comes to Frolic Weekend is a winner. From June 17th to the 22nd, take a gamble and frolic with us. Tickets are on sale now and payment plans are available. See you there.
It's Mr. Dominus on Frequency Podcast, and you're here with another episode for you guys. And today we have our guest, Lamb. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for having me.
Again, he's the first repeat guest we've had.
Okay.
You are the very first one.
Well, thank you even more.
That's good. We brought him back. Okay. How's your week been? Tell us what you've been up to.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know what my home looks like anymore.
We just talked about that recently. I know. Yes, we did.
I've been traveling for the past 3 weeks. I was in Vegas and doing some research and development because Vegas is our theme for Frolic Weekend this year.
Looking forward to it.
And then I'm like, you know what? LA is right there. Like
it really is.
It's not gonna hurt. So I went over there.
Like a 4-hour drive. I know, like plane flights probably like 45 an hour.
Mm-hmm. And I thought about driving because it just seems so cinematic. Having the convertible, my fake hair in the wind, but
it's yours.
It's mine. I have the receipt. But no, I took the flight, and what was supposed to be just like 3-4 days ended up being 2 weeks. And then some friends were like, hey, we're going to the Bahamas. You're from there. You should go too.
I saw that. He was like, this is why you always carry your passport wherever you go.
Exactly. I don't leave anywhere without that thing.
I definitely watch it. I watch your stories. I do watch it.
I did say that. And yeah, I woke up in the islands and it was fun. I was able to see my family. But then also, this is the first time I was able to show friends around the island, and I showed them, of course, some of the sightseeing things, but what they really wanted to see was where I grew up, the school I went to.
Oh, so you took them like into the country, into the countryside.
Right. I took them into the
areas.
Go to
Atlantis.
No. Well, we did go to Atlantis for a food festival because my brother, he has a company that was featured, and so we went to celebrate him. It was also his birthday. But then also take some tastings around from other retaurants, and it was fun. Yeah.
I have a random question. I want you to rate so I went on the Big Gay Cruise, and I remember I was doing some live interviews while I was there with some of the guests that were there. Yeah. And I didn't realize how homophobic Belize was.
Ooh, can you Belize it? Sorry, I had to.
I did. Oh, by the way, shout out. Daddy Baldwin is here behind the scenes as well. He has his mic. Say hello to the people.
What's going on, people?
He's always here. Just want y'all to know he's here. But I didn't realize. The question is, which islands in the Caribbean are most homophobic? That's my question. But I'm saying because when we went to Belize, and I remember the waters in Belize are so shallow, so the boat does not dock like on the island.
Oh, right.
So it's about 2 miles out, and then they take a smaller boat to bring you into the island. And the guy who was on the boat was like, hey, this is Belize, beautiful island in the Caribbean. It's Jamaica. Yeah. And he was like, you guys are gonna have a great time. And I said, is the island LGBTQ friendly? And he's like, oh, we love everybody. Fucking lie.
That's not what I asked.
Fucking lie. We get on the island. So Elliot with 2 T's, one of the drag queens from RuPaul, she's one of the directors for the cruise line. So she and her husband he and his husband were on the island, but he's got this like bright, gay ass outfit on.
Yes.
So he was clocked like that. And I was clocked quickly too, because I had on some batiraidas.
Yeah.
Some very short shorts. And my husband had a Nasty Pig t-shirt on. I think it was him. That's the reason why they clocked us. It wasn't me. Because I look like a man.
Yeah.
But we were walking on the street, and this boy, these group of teenagers look out, and they're like, Batiman. And I was like, come say that shit to my face, ho.
Right.
And the house was like, let's go. And I was like, no. And they keep walking. I'm walking toward them. And then there's an island guide that's like, he's like, come here, please. So we go across the street. He's like, he's like, where y'all going? And I'm like, we're going to this restaurant. We looked up on the island. 'Cause one thing about my husband and I, like when we travel, I don't stay at port. Like people like stay at the port.
Adventure.
I like to go out into the island. If I'm going to go to a different culture, I don't need Disneyland on port.
Right. Yeah.
I want to see what the people do and where they eat.
As you should.
So we found this restaurant, and he was like, if you keep going down this road, and granted, we are nowhere near the city. He's like, you keep going on this road, I can't vouch for what's going to happen to you. Especially what y'all got on, it may not be safe. And so he's like, I'm gay as well, and I'm gonna tell y'all where y'all can't go. But he's like, if you keep going down this road, don't do that. So my question: which islands are the most gay to you? Because I felt like in the Bahamas,
the most gay,
like are the most homophobic.
Oh, okay.
Because like I didn't feel like the Bahamas was homophobic, and I was walking around the street, and, in some gay ass shit.
So I mean, I think there's a range to it, because if you're going to the Bahamas, you're most likely going to Nassau, which is the capital city. And I think with most cities, there's a lot of exposure. And so you get to see a good amount of gay culture, gay people, and there can be some, I mean, I don't like the word, but tolerance. And so I think it's when you go to maybe more of the country parts or the other islands outside of just Nassau, then that's probably when it would be a little bit more prevalent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same thing with when I visited Jamaica. The city I felt fine. I didn't feel
I mean,
attack.
I wasn't, walking around doing too much. I'm not gonna hold you, like, because my family's from Jamaica, so we go there often. But the last time I was there, I also speak patois, so like, I'm still a yardie, but like. Yeah. I passed, and I was able to go do what I wanted to do. But the cruise line was like, we don't like booking cruises to Jamaica because a lot of the people who are on the cruise line are not going to, they're not going to hide who they are.
Right.
So, and he's like, for y'all's safety, we don't want to bring you to Jamaica. But I feel like between Haiti and Jamaica, they the worst.
I would say so too.
Yeah.
Because when we were riding around, we would see some people on the sidewalk, whatever. We'd be like, oh, there's another girl over there. And we would clock them. And it would be funny because some of the people would clock us too. We went to this party. It was like this glow-in-the-dark fet, and they were throwing paint on each other.
Fet.
Yes.
Y'all know what that is.
And I low-key was very scared to go.
Really?
I was. Because when I go home, I just go for my family, and I don't go out at all. I'm very systematic clearance, but not like intentionally so. It's just like I get a lot of my partying when I'm away, and this is my time to really squarely focus on my foundation, my family. And so, but now my friends are here and they want to have a great time, and they found these Bahamian boys to be like going out with. So
but they everywhere,
right? So they found their ambassadors, but they know me personally, so I have to show up in a way that I haven't before. And so we went into the party, and it was fine. It was fun because I got to see there were some girls who were like throwing it back as if like there was nothing for them to, and there is nothing for them to hide.
Yeah.
And that was very freeing and liberating to see for myself. And it made me loosen up a little bit too, because I was stiff. Like, I was so scared. But yeah, one of my friends. And if you've seen any of my videos, like I like to dance. It was funny though. One of my friends got clocked immediately, and some guy just went up to him and was like, "Hey, can I have your number?" just like no flirting, no anything. He was really young. And I had to tell him, I was like, there aren't many occasions for him to just like learn how to like play into it a little bit. He just went straight. I mean, maybe that's his approach anyways.
Hey,
go for it. You know what? Yeah.
I support it.
Go for what you want.
I've always thought like in Jamaica, like I'm like, I know like there's a whole bunch of queer men there. And I'm like, y'all are going somewhere. Please DM us. So for the tourists and the people who do go to Jamaica, because I always tell people like it's when you go to like tourist attractions where, I would never tell anybody to hide, but you just be aware of your surroundings is what I would say.
Correct.
I'm not going to tell you to like pretend to be straight, but just be aware of what's going on.
Keep that head on a swivel.
But the resorts, you can be gay as shit in the resorts.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like,
that's what they gonna do, beat you up.
Like the gay resorts, the all-inclusive ones, you're fine. But it's like when they take you like in Ocherius, it's like they'll like the Rio is one of the hotels. I stayed there once. Great, like multiple pools, all you can eat, alcohol, everything's included. But they have tours that go outside. So like now if they take you to Dunn's River, don't act up.
Don't be chasing waterfalls.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you got to go to the Bahamas. So did you get a reset while you were there though?
I did. Stella got her groove back and all kind of things. So yeah, I got to relax, relate, release. Got to see a lot of great people, a lot of gays who I didn't know was going to be on the island.
Really?
Yeah. So we had a bonfire. It was so cute.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And now I'm here in DC.
Yes, you are.
Yes, with the capital gays.
Yes. Oh, child. These gays. The gays have been getting on my fucking nerves this week. I'm not even going to hold
What they do to you?
Oh,
too much.
I'm gonna talk about
okay. We're going to talk off
tell you, but let's just say I am no longer a Onyx pledge. So it is. I had to come out of that process, but it was last week was a really hard week for me. It was a really. I
saw in your story.
Yeah, it was a rough week.
Yeah.
The universe was like, here's a cock with no lube, take it. And so I will say one thing, like my relationship. So I have a daddy. We've been together for a minute, and he's also my dom, and he has been really teaching me some lessons about patience and about reverence. Somebody told me that. I think it was you, right? It was reverence for daddy.
It was likely me.
Yes, I think it was you who said it to me. Daddy Baldwin got the knowledge, y'all.
Those wisdoms.
And I was telling him, we were sitting down last night. That's why I went to bed. So what?
It wasn't me. I remember this.
Who said it?
It was another boy who said you got to have a
reverence for daddy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I was sitting up with him last night, and I was talking to him, and I was realizing like all of the issues that I have, and like a lot of the things that like he was telling me like when he turned 30 and he went through this process of like reevaluating who he was and the things he was going through, and like I feel like I'm gonna be real with y'all right now. Being Mr. Dominus has been great, and I was telling my brother, I was like, I don't think I could do this if I wasn't doing this for the right reasons. Like I don't know how celebrities be celebrities. Because like I was telling like Daddy Baldwin, like when I go out into DC, someone stops me all the time and just like, we love the podcast.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy meeting the people who watch the podcast because it's very supportive to me to keep going. Because there's some days, y'all, I'll be like, I'm done.
Trust me, I know the feeling. Yeah.
But meeting those people is very reassuring to me. But there's Dominus and then there's Nico, right? And there's a part of me that is also wants to just be me.
Yeah.
And we were talking about like, he was like, you have a hard time differentiating being my boy and my sub versus being Mr. Dominus. And he's like, we have to find a balance.
Yeah.
And it's been hard for me. What you got to say, Daddy Baldwin?
That's why I was asking you. I was like, wait, Dom and Daddy?
Yes, he is.
Okay. These are two different dynamics playing out at the same time,
Yes,
which
they
requires
are.
you to have two different headspaces to include this separate social media influencer
Yes.
headspace, to include your own headspace.
Yes.
That's a lot of compartmentalization that can be
is.
challenging.
It's very hard. So he gave me a name. My name is Ganymede. That's what he calls me. And so it's been trying to. So last week, I want to make sure we're staying on time. Last week, I lost it. Like, I crashed out. I had a horrible week. Mr. Dominus has horrible days as well, guys.
Yeah.
It is not all sunshine and rainbows out here. But I went off on my husband. I did. And he was on the phone.
Oh, wow.
And when I tell you that next morning, he laid into me. And I'm very thankful for him because he very much keeps me very accountable.
Yeah.
And it's like, Haskell didn't even do anything wrong. He didn't. Like, I literally I went to a local bar in town, and it was their leather night. And it was a bar I wanted to join, a leather group I wanted to join. I don't feel comfortable saying their name.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't want to. But it was a leather group I wanted to join. And I chose not to join it because I had been fetishized in a space with them.
Okay.
And the reassurance I needed from them to continue, wasn't given to me. And so it happened again Saturday.
Oh, no.
And I had somebody, I literally went there because a good friend of mine was going there. And he has the best smelling pits, and I haven't smelled his pits in like literally 4 months. And I'm like, I gotta go see Clark.
Right.
He's like, let's meet at the bar. I go meet up with him at the bar, and then I'm there with my brother at the time, who's still a pledge for Onyx, and we're just having a good time, and I'm just trying to be more get integrated with the other people in the community. And this white man walks up to me, and I have these new leather pants. I'm trying to break them in because I bought them at MAL.
Oh,
right? And so the first pair, because like I'm built like a brick shit house. The thighs are thighying. I think I measured my thighs. I think they're like 34 inches.
Oh my God.
Yes, like I have big thighs, and he literally sticks his hand in the top of my ass crack. And I grab his hand, and he's like, oh, I'm married to a black guy. I don't know why white men always say this shit. Every time they try to justify them trying to fetishize a black man.
Yeah.
They always say how, I'm associated with, these
Blackness
other niggas
somewhere.
and this is okay for me.
And I also don't care.
But he sticks his hand in my ass crack, like in the top of my ass crack, like the slot, the slit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I'm good. I move his hand. He's like, I bet it smells great. I'm like, okay. And I literally turned to stop talking to him, and he's like, how big is your dick? And I was like, why the fuck would you ask me that? And then he gets immediately submissive. Oh my God, my husband's black. I'm married to a black man. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say. I'm like, and I confronted him. I'm like, no, you meant what the fuck you
exactly,
said.
Yes.
Don't renege now. You wanted to know, and you were choosing to talk to me because you thought you could get something from me.
Correct.
And he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna leave right now.
You should.
And I went back to the member of that group, and I told him, I'm like, this is the reason why I didn't want to join your group, because this shit always happens when I come here.
Yeah.
And I was so angry because of like everything else that happened in the week. And then like having that happen. And like I felt like I was like just losing control of everything. And like I didn't have a grip on just like life in general. And so like we got in the car, and like my husband was driving, and he started playing country music. And I was like, I don't want to fucking hear this.
Right.
I was like,
I
don't want to fucking hear country music.
Yeah.
And he was just like, well, I'm driving, so and usually when my husband drives, I don't argue with him.
Yeah.
But I was like, no one is taking anything, and I crashed out on, I love you, Papa. I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have done that to you. But I crashed out on Haskell, and Daddy's on the phone. He's like, I know the fuck he ain't talking to Haskell like this.
Oh my God.
And so the last like 4 days is like, I've been doing a lot of like self-reflecting.
Yeah.
And like every evening I've had a talk with my daddy, and we've been like really evaluating why I make the decisions that I make. And it's my relationship, my dynamic with him has been very, it's been very meaningful. It's been very intentional. I'm very much a brat.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome. Everybody else knows.
I'm acknowledging, hi, my name is Mr. Dominus, and I am a brat.
Yes. 51%.
83% actually. I took the test on BDSM.
I was just trying to be nice.
It's 80%
I own
brat.
51% of this company. That's what I was saying.
I am 100% a brat. And I would have told you, I've always tried to justify all of my actions.
And still.
And I'm trying not to do that. But one of the things that he did say to me, and I did want to let people know, is that dynamics, not all dynamics are meant this way, but the dynamic he has with me, he's very adamant on that your dynamic with me should strengthen the relationship you have with your partner. I don't want these compartmentalized to the point wherein it's me against him. Right. It's like we should be able to have this dynamic in unison. Yeah. And the way they be ganging up on me, ooh, they do, but it's all in love. Yeah. And I really
build you up.
Yes, it's been a growth week.
And those are tough weeks.
It was a tough week. It was a very tough week. I think I would have rather dealt with some homophobic gays in Jamaica than go through the week that I had last week. Right. I think that'd have been easier. But forge in the fire, true. Baby.
But easy doesn't make us grow.
No, it does not. But speaking of sexually, how have you been? Have you been fulfilled? Have you been doing what you need to do?
Yeah.
You've been doing good?
I think so.
I'm looking forward to Frolic.
You should be.
I am telling you.
It's going to be a time.
You know, I have been on this like hiatus sexually. Mr. Dominus has not done anything lately. It's been a little dry. I have been focusing on the podcast and trying to grow. And also, Daddy has really strict rules.
Well, and you have to listen to Daddy's rules.
On playing with other people.
Oh.
Yes. Like, there is a, I'm going to show you this before we get into, so I have this thing, like my protocols. So this is the before play protocol test. Ooh. Okay. Scene request template submitted by Boy Ganymede. Right? Mm-hmm. Type of interaction, BDSM, sexual encounter, play party. I have to fill this out. Okay? Participants, names and identifiers, relationships and context. Location, where, what time and duration. Scope and intensity, general activities involved, expected intensities and roles that Ganymede would hold. Safety measures, safe words, aftercare plan, and any physical or emotional risks that are identified. And there's impact checked on like how it went afterwards. And like, I have to submit this. And some days I'm just like, you know what? I'll just fucking jack off.
The girls are getting corporate.
Some days I'm like, bro, like fuck. But no, I've been very into like I haven't been playing a lot lately. I haven't. So
it'd be like that too.
Child.
Yeah.
Did you get to play while you were in the Bahamian?
In the Bahamas?
Yeah, the Bahamas.
No, so I am.
They don't have dark rooms in the Bahamas.
He said Sister Mary Clarence.
I mean, that's right. But that's one of my dreams. I really want to do something really gay in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm. I think you could.
I think I could
even
too.
Even in Atlantis, like I'm sure they would.
I don't know.
If they let Tyler Perry come there and do all his shit with the last Medea movie, like not shit, but you know he had a whole movie there, and Tyler Perry he employs the gays.
This is true. But then they probably stay contained to just that area.
Guaranteed.
And for me, Atlantis has such a family first oriented kind of image. It's like the Disney, but like not Disney over here where there's gonna be like a gay weekend or whatever. Right. It's like, and they're Disney gays. There aren't Atlantis gays, you know. But
and I could imagine like being home is like, okay, I'm home. I keep this place as home, and then I go and play elsewhere.
Well, I mean, sure. It's more like I want to do what I'm doing here, stateside over there, and there's a large part of me that feels some regret, or at least like that there deserves to be a focus from me for there, because who else?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are some great people doing a lot of fantastic work. There is a Pride in the Bahamas.
Really?
Yeah, there is. In October, the second week of October. Yeah, I haven't been yet, but I have been in contact with Pride organizers there. And I want to do more with you all. But so there are some developments happening, but I'm like, I am building a really great thing here, and can see there being some overlap and some intersectionality with it.
You know how sexual carnival is?
I mean, yes.
I'm just like, I don't understand why the two things can't integrate. Y'all are damn near fucking in the streets.
Like, for real. Like, stop playing.
And the one in Brazil, they actually do fuck in the streets.
They do.
But like Trinidad Carnival, like it is like the skimpy outfits, the whining, the grinding.
Yes.
It is like it is like feral week. Okay, everybody is fucking horny and
anything
they're dancing.
goes. Yeah,
anything goes.
Right.
So I'm just like, y'all are just being homophobic at this point.
Right, because
y'all do it yourselves. You do. It is very adamant.
Yes, and they don't hold back
At all.
But yeah, that's my dream.
Baby, you ain't lived until you've seen a Jamaican party. I'm telling you, jumping off the roof, the way they be slamming into these girls.
Listen, from these high platforms, scary.
It's like it's giving WWE match in the dance hall.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're gonna get into our next segment before we get into our main episode.
Okay.
So this we are going to debate some fun, unpopular opinions in the gay community, and you can tell me how you feel about it. Talk on it.
Okay.
So the first one I'm going to go with: monogamy is harder for gay men because we normalize sexual freedom. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't know if it's harder. I think it's just making that decision for yourself and committing to it. And I do know that we're in a society where there are so many options, and that is another layer of complexity. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think
so. I have mixed feelings about this.
Go ahead. Tell me how you really feel.
I recently saw this gay man post on Instagram, and he was just like, "Where are all the monogamous gay men?"
Oh,
right. He's like, I feel like it's like everyone's looking to be someone's third, or everybody's in a polyamorous relationship, and he's like, "What's wrong with the people who just want monogamy?" And he says he feels like it's hard to find because it's not normalized within our community. It's like he feels like a lot of people, everybody don't, even if you're monogamous, you in an open relationship or you and your partner will fuck other people.
Yeah.
And he's like, where are the like you, me, old style, forever gays that want to do this? And I agree with him that is hard to find.
okay.
I don't think that, I do agree with you on the fact that because we have so many options, and I feel like people are just trying. Sometimes I feel like being gay in America is like being in Toys R Us. It's like you want to play with everything.
Yeah.
And it's like you may find some Hot Wheels, but then like fuck, like the Nerf guns look really good too.
They look fun.
Like, I want to go ride the bike. Like and it's like, are you gonna be happy with just playing with Hot Wheels? Some people may just like fucking Hot Wheels. Then you have everybody who wants to try everything. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with trying everything. I also don't think there's anything wrong with just picking one toy.
I was going to say, like, there's no reason why we can't normalize both.
100%.
Yeah, they can both coexist.
Go ahead.
But I also think that people are masking polyamory, open relationship.
100%. Because I was going to talk about monogamy as well.
They conflate that a lot.
Correct. So, like, there are some people who say, oh, yeah, I'm open to it. And I've had this situation a couple of times, particularly here in DC, where like people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm open relationship," but like they're really not, or non-monogamy and they're really not, and it's like, wait, I thought you were into this, like, but no, they're like, oh no. I mean, it's challenging because people think about monogamy or non-monogamy, and they think about polyamory. Like polyamory is non-monogamy, and that's not the thing. Yeah, so like there's a whole bunch of options for non-monogamy. Don't ask, don't tell.
Right.
Weekend trips, only out of town.
Right.
That we only play together. Like they're swingers, right? Like there's so many other versions, and there are some people who are like, hey, I would prefer to have us as the primary relationship, and then we do other things, right? Like there's so many versions of that non-monogamy that doesn't require that. So I like to say, like, because we have a lot of non-monogamy people who are open, or monogamous people who are open, but they still claim monogamy, right? There are people who are straight and may kiss a dude. That doesn't make them gay. There's people who are gay who may have sex with
females,
with women. That doesn't make them straight.
Right.
So like, you can identify in my opinion, your relationship. Say, we are monogamous, with these exceptions, and then we've agreed upon that, but our relationship is only between us two. We may have a vacation. Just because I live in DC don't mean I got to stay in DC for the rest of my life.
True.
I can go to the Bahamas. I can visit Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
I think it's important to also understand like why you want monogamy, because I feel like a lot of people's monogamy is sheltered in like insecurities and jealousy.
1000%.
And jealousy,
And that to me is not monogamy, when you only want one person because you don't want them to be able to go do anything else. And I think then if that's the type of monogamy you're looking for, I think some therapy or some self-evaluation does need to be had. There's a couple here in my building. She's one of the few people I've met that is truly monogamous. And like I listened to her and her story, then her and her husband talked about like their journey, and she let it man, and she know he found other people attractive and she finds other people attractive, but she was just like, I just want him. She's like, I understand that we're always going to, it's not even about being sexually attracted to people. She's literally devoted her life to this one person because that's what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I think that's beautiful. But the type of monogamy that a lot of us are exposed to is like Tubi films and Tyler Perry, where it's really nothing against that, but those type of movies, where it's like it's very insecure, like nigga, you mine, you ain't going nowhere else.
My man.
Have you seen these videos lately where it's like the man's going out and it's, let me sniff you, let me smell you. When you come back in the house, I gotta. If the relationship is doing this,
That's control.
I don't need that.
Yeah. But also, I think in our community, we have this thing where as long as no one else knows or aware or it's in public, like this, whether you're gay or straight, in our community, you're like, don't have nobody up here coming to my house, right? Right? Don't have nobody here playing in my face, right? Or no church lady come up here talking to me about, right? So like there's these things where we kind of make it okay behind the scenes in the dark, even if it's just between us two, and then, but particularly in the gay black community, and that's queers, like it's like everybody knows.
Right.
Everybody actually knows that you, John and Steven are doing other things. We've already talked about it. So can we just
let's skip to the part where we
can act like we know.
Right.
All right. The last one I'm gonna go over. I saw one. This is lifestyle and media. OnlyFans has changed gay dating forever. Do you agree or disagree?
I mean, yes, insofar as some of the videos I've been seeing on YouTube, like on a couple of the Pop My Balloon videos.
I love watching those.
Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible.
But during some of the segments, when one of the contestants, they'll on either side would say, "Hey, I'm a content creator. I do OnlyFans."
Media pop.
Oh my God! Yeah,
absolutely.
Like,
yeah, not for me.
But
no. I would definitely date a porn star, or well, there's no such thing as porn stars anymore. Only
yeah.
I mean, baby, sex work is real work. If that's how you get your money, that's how you get your money.
Right. And so we get those responses where like, oh no, I can never be with somebody who does content, or they'll have to do content for X amount of time and they'll have to transition into something else.
But if he's out there robbing corporate people blind, you wouldn't have no issue with that.
I mean, like, right. It's like, choose, pick. But so far as that, in media as well, that is how it's been changing.
I agree. What do you think, Daddy Baldwin?
I don't know about dating. I don't think OnlyFans has a whole lot to do when it comes to dating. I think just regular like social media, right? So like I went to an event and people were like, hey, let me get your social media, right? But because I don't have social media, it like giving a phone number feels like it's heavy. But the truth is,
Instagram is the new contact social, baby. You can't get my number.
Right? Correct. But like I can also block you, or I could just not answer. But like, there's this idea that if I get your social media, I can peer into your life without actually being a part of it. And that's part. I think social media, and maybe not OnlyFans, because OnlyFans is pretty much like the new.
But remember we talked about this.
We did talk about this.
Okay.
Full circle.
The last episode, we were like, don't go too far down.
Right. Like, keep it cute.
You can go down, but don't like nothing.
Like,
don't like nothing like 2 years ago. Instagram.
Right. Because what are you doing? You're snooping.
Right, you're snooping.
You're being weird.
Even though my whole life is out there for you to see, just don't be going down that far.
I will go down. I will
Yes.
see it, but I'm not going to give you evidence that I did that. Because I want to know.
Exactly. Did you look like this the last 15 years or the last?
I definitely, yes. I be looking at people's Instagram photos and like you can gauge how they look, how they've changed.
Yes.
That's nothing that's a deterrent to me, but I mean it's a good little like timeline because like Facebook
It's a truer timeline, Facebook, because it's longer.
True.
It is a longer
and
account.
Instagram is more curated. It definitely is.
And you can restart. Like you get down and people only got they got 2 pictures from 2020.
Yes.
1 picture from 2024. And then they got a flood of 25, 26.
Right.
Oh, you had a glow up, huh?
100%.
Right.
I definitely have that dot band for when I'm in public and people ask for my Instagram. I literally just tap. And Instagram, and you can follow and do whatever you want. All right, last question, and this is going to take us into our segment into our next segment, final segment for today. Black gay men experience community differently, and it's rarely centered. Do you agree or disagree?
Rarely centered for
I'm guessing the way it's referenced is like, is the black gay experience really centered in the gay community, or do we have to segregate ourselves to have it, to actually experience it?
Well, I think in the larger landscape of gay culture, I don't think we're at the center, but
I don't either. But
Yeah.
I personally believe the black gay experience, I think it has to be segregated to be experienced. I haven't seen many integrated play spaces that
Right.
are truly authentic to the point where I can go into that space and feel, okay, I don't have to worry about what happened last Saturday happening. Like I haven't been in a space like that since I lived in my hometown.
Gotcha.
And I knew everybody.
Yeah.
But like just the random going to a new place and being in a space that is primarily of non-POC people.
Yeah.
Is always going to be a what if.
But what I have experienced is us going into a spot that isn't necessarily for us, but making it a great time regardless. And that is...
Because you're going to see me in the corner, baby, do my own
Oh
thing.
my goodness, yes. And that is what I think of as resistance. Despite where we are, surrounded by who we're surrounded by, we're going to make it a fun time for this critical mass of folks together, this critical mass of gay, black, brown men together. And we're going to, really just overcome this situation.
I think because Danny Boy was telling me about it when he went to
Berlin.
And how you guys, all the black men, just ended up somehow segregated.
Coalition building.
Yeah,
We become like magnets. We're like, ooh, hey, black guys. Right? Like, and it makes it's really cool because I've had this happen a couple of times now. Maybe that we have enough queers out there, black men that are traveling now, where they're going to different places and they're going on their own.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're seeing other people like, oh, I didn't know there's many other black gays here.
Yeah.
A lot from DC. A lot
get
from
out
LA,
there.
right? A lot from Atlanta
Point is
and New
here, girl.
York, right? So you get to meet a lot of people, and we all kind of just like, I don't want to say like magnetize each other, but at the minimum, just say hi. And if you're one of those people go out there, that's what I would do. I just go say hi to people. Like, I'm not trying to get with you. I'm not trying to get with you.
Right.
If the option's available, maybe, right? But like,
But there's a safety in like that person and
just
knowing
say,
that
hey, what's up?
Yes.
Acknowledge you.
there's safety in believing that those things shouldn't happen because sometimes they do. You meet some POCs and experiences can be skewed, but typically it's not that way. We're gonna get into our episode. So basically today we are selling Frolic. It don't need to be sold because it's already amazing. It's already great.
Thank you.
But we are bringing attention to how 6 days at Frolic is literally, I feel like it's the equivalent of like 3 or 4 months, even 6 months in like a regular town. And it provides so much in that week of what you get to experience versus like okay, we met at brunch. Okay, let's make plans in a week to go to yoga.
Right.
Okay, let's make plans in a week to go to another circuit party. And like you get bam, 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 experience it all. It's all here. So we're going to be talking about the points of what it is, reality of gay nightlife and social life is, and how if you just go to Frolic, you cut all your time in half.
Right, for the fabulous price, sir.
All right, so let's get into it. So this first section is about the reality of gay nightlife for POC men. The first question is, when we talk about gay nightlife, especially for Black and brown men, what are some of the unspoken challenges people don't always want to acknowledge in certain spaces?
Yeah, so when it comes to gay nightlife, it's usually framed and it's framed as freedom, and it's as it should be. But what I found is that for Black and brown queer men, it comes with conditions, like what you look like, how you're appearing, how you're perceived, and that's why that tension alone is what makes Frolic the magical experience it is, because this is a space where you belong, and just plainly that, and it's not based on those conditions.
One of the other challenges, I think, y'all may jump my shit, okay? I feel like there is a prestige for certain Black spaces in some towns that sometimes it makes it a little harder to get in. I think sometimes like I had a hard time breaking, and this is me, it might not be everybody's experience, but like I had a hard time trying to find my space. And everyone I've spoken to that has gone to Frolic has said it's very easily to be integrated into. And I feel like sometimes going into some Black spaces and nightlife, it's kind of hard to find where you fit in. And I think that can be a challenge, just trying to find, because we all got our different subgroups in the community. We do, you know, you got the ballroom girls, you got the leather girls, you got the fitness, gays.
The muscle queens.
Yes, you do. And like when you're in a hometown, people are sometimes looking to be around people that they can easily to be around people that are like them.
Yeah.
And going out of town, I feel like sometimes there's an ease of just like, first there's always that ease of like, well, if it don't work out, I'll never see you again.
Right.
Yeah. But the issue with Frolic is that a lot of people who go to Frolic end up being from the same town that you talked about last time. And so it's like, if you make that great connection, you get to see this person again.
Right. There's carryover. Right?
I do feel like Frolic does help people like alleviate that struggle of just like, what am I getting into? And I feel like in DC culture, and especially Atlanta culture, Jesus, I am not an advocate for Atlanta. I am not.
I was like, right now, as a newfound resident,
I have lived in Atlanta for 21 years. Atlanta can be a great city. I just did not have the best time. Police support things that go on there. But I had a hard time breaking into Atlanta.
And
I did.
Yeah, and it's funny because I can see why. At least for me, and it's my profession to build community, and I can also analyze why it could be hard for people to break into especially the Atlanta scene. One thing I found is that there aren't a lot of spaces that have a capacity for dancing. Like there are very few spots that have a dance floor, and for me, I think the dance floor functions as a way to have folks let their guard down, or to open up conversations. Yes. But when you don't have a dance floor, then what you're left with are people just standing around
on the fucking wall
in their groups, their circles, and so people will ask like, "Is Atlanta cliquey?" And I would just say, maybe, but by default.
Yes.
And so you have to then really force yourself to meander and work the crowd. And that doesn't really come second nature or first nature for a lot of people.
Especially because then you got to worry about sometimes people are drunk or they've been intoxicated. You try to figure out.
Or they're trying
to. Are you going to remember me tomorrow?
Right, exactly. Or if they're even going to be engaging with this interaction, because sometimes maybe they think that you're trying something when you're really just wanting to have a convo.
Atlanta does have that culture though.
Like sizing you up like, what he want? Like, you're not gonna get nothing. Like, I literally just said hi. You were standing next to me at the bar.
Don't think too much into it.
At all.
I think the biggest dance floor that is a POC club. What's the one by the Eagle? What's it called? I can't think of it, but it's
Here?
no in Atlanta.
Big dance floor?
That's the biggest one I've seen because
Are you talking-
I know there's
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
it's right beside the Eagle.
Yeah. But that's not a.
It's not that big either though.
It's not big.
And then there's the other one
And it's
that all the black guys go
LGBTQ.
to.
Well,
It's not,
Bulldogs-
it has a queer night.
Bulldogs has a dance
Yeah.
floor. I know that's not what you're talking about.
No.
But that has a dance floor, and
What's the one that has an upstairs? All the queers go there. It's on. You know where Boy Next Door is?
Mm-hmm.
It's across the street.
You're talking about Blake's.
Blake's.
Yeah.
Blake's does have a decent size. The downstairs is.
But the
decent.
upstairs got burned down. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sure, I ain't been to Atlanta, so I didn't know that.
Yeah. There was a fire, baby. They collected the check. A Q coin.
I think the biggest gay dance floor though in Atlanta is the Eagle, I think. Or the
Yeah.
Heretic. The Heretic might have a bigger one.
Yeah, the Heretic.
The Heretic,
yeah. Yeah. Pisces has a dance floor, but
if you
it's not.
count Valentino.
I've never been.
I've never been either. I didn't even know what it was. I never.
Go. Okay.
Valentino.
Please go and let me know. So horrible
what?
decisions. They because the host for Mandy, she lives in Atlanta now, and the last episode they did, she went to talk to Valentino, and she was talking about how her man, she went there with because Valentino has pansexual nights where everybody can go.
Oh.
Yes, like Black and Kinky. That was the last episode we just had. Here in DC, they have pansexual nights at the Crucible where gay, straight, bisexual people can go all play. And she was saying how she was having a suck off in Tokyo Valentina. They was like walking on the dicks trying to see who could sound the loudest.
Oh, I was like, how does one rate a suck off?
Like she was going at it, and the other girls, and she was trying to go louder. Fucking on it. And they was, and then at one point, like both the men stuck their dick to the glory hole, and Tokyo Valentino has it all, and they have a very great like. I don't want to say it's a great sex shop. It's a very
It's really full.
It's very full.
they have
It's
a
not
lot
like
of
you're not gonna get leather gear there, but like
Yeah.
you'll get all of your necessities.
I've been inside that area, like the store. But I think I need to do
It's
some
very
more
centered
exploring.
toward women, though.
Yeah.
I feel like it is between the outfits and the dildos and all that stuff. Speaking of dildos, ooh, child. You saw my
Again,
story,
I
right?
saw your story. I was like, whoa. I thought I was talented, but golly. I was like sizing up like
Fort Trough, you're great. Fort Trough has been really great to me lately.
and that's how I found out about it. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fucking great.
Like solid brand.
Oh, amazing, brand. So when you go back to Atlanta, I want to get back on topic, but when you go
Okay.
back to Atlanta, Bulldogs.
Yes.
I think it's Bulldogs, right? Or no, it's Barking Leather.
Barking Leather.
Barking Leather has a
the leather
Fort Trough
store.
section.
Get out of
that's
here.
Yes, they do. There's a Fort Trough section in Barking Leather.
But-
Where you can go. It's like through a little net.
Yeah.
And so you walk in. There's a counter right here, and you walk through it, and then there's like on right behind They had the tripod sling in there.
Ooh.
I really want one of those.
Just put it out there.
But no, what I want next is their fuck machine.
You know, I've wanted one for a
I
while.
want one.
Like,
And I was gonna buy it last week. I'll tell you about the details after the show. I was gonna buy it last week and I forgot to purchase it. And I went back this morning and it was gone.
No.
Sold out.
I mean, I've always seen
I
them.
texted them and he was like, "What's your address? I'm gonna figure this out for you."
Like, it looks like you really, really want this.
Because it like if you go. So one great thing about Fort Trough is they show all the toys and how to use them on every single like penetrative toy or furniture.
Yeah.
There's a video. It's on how it's used.
Screaming.
So there's a demonstration, and so
Yeah.
like it has a mat, and then it has like it looks like a Sawzall, but you attach the dildos to them, and there's an arm that goes this way, but the arm moves all the way. What is it? Half of a circle, 180 degrees, right? 180
Oh, half
degrees.
circle, yeah, 180, yeah.
So it goes from this way to this way, and then it has like a small arm. And so, like, if you're at an angle, it would go this way. It will go this way.
Oh,
if you can stand over it, and it will go this way.
See, that's why, like, this is education, because the only machines I knew were the ones on Amazon, and that's just right. That's it.
No, the Fort Trough machine does this in 180 degrees.
Is life changing.
And then every single dildo that they sell has an attachment that sticks into the fuck machine.
They've thought of it all.
Yes, they have. Okay. Just when you go to Atlanta, go check it out. All right. The next part of the reality of gay night for POCs. How often do you hear about stories of POC men feeling either invisible or overly fetishized in certain spaces? And what does that actually look like in real life?
Oh my God, all the time. And when it comes to feeling invisible, I think that's feeling overlooked. And when it comes to being fetishized, that is feeling like you are you're what's the word for it? You're being pigeonholed, or they're just boxed in. And both feelings are terrible. And that's why coming back to Frolic Weekend, it's one of those times, you know, right? It's one of those times when you can really bring your whole self, because we want folks to have a holistic experience and to see and realize their full selves at Frolic.
I'm gonna be real vulnerable with you guys. So I remember the talk that I had with Daddy Baldwin when I first wanted to join a leather organization, and the club that I wanted to join first. Remember, and then you were wanting to join Onyx, and I was like, I don't want to join Onyx because Onyx doesn't let white men join, and I'm married to a white man.
Yeah.
And my journey through like as I've taken a stand into like fetishes and kinks, and like educating people on like the intentionality and like how to do these things properly. My, you know, through like being on Instagram, it's like people, once they see you, they feel like they have access to you, and it's like people put their desires on you.
Yes.
And I have never experienced like this, like being fetishized this much. And it wasn't until like a couple months ago when I was just like, I totally agree with the fact that Onyx should stay black. Absolutely. And I believe, and I say that to say like Frolic is for POCs, like Onyx is an organization that is for men of color. And there's an incident here in DC where a black man at Bluff Social was called the N-word by a white patron. And he made a comment saying that, you know, the party should be taken away from his house, and, you know, he's focusing on other things. And somebody in the comments was like, well, this looks like a great opportunity for Onyx to, you know, probably take a chance to host said party, since, you know, there's an issue with people being fetishized and racism in the other community. Yeah. And the comment he made was like, I don't want a black club to do it. And like sometimes, and I say this to say like, it hurts me when I see some POCs that don't see the importance of our spaces.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Of course.
And I think it's very important that, you know, and sometimes, you know, I've heard, you know, like non-POC people say like, well, why do you need your space? You know, why can't we have ours? Bitch, you've had your space for years.
Forever.
Decades. Centuries.
Yes.
And it's not, I think it's important that people understand that these spaces are not created to be exclusive. They're for safety.
Correct.
They're there so I don't have to worry about the shit that I have to deal with, you know, when I go to some of these other spaces. And it's like honestly, and like my journey into more POC events, and that's why I was really excited about Frolic and, you know, other organizations. I'm still new to it. I'm still building my own community for myself, but like I've been on edge lately. Like I understand why you were talking about you don't like going straight bars. And like there's a couple bars in DC that I really love that I don't want to go to no more.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to experience these things anymore.
Right. And even for me, like I have cultivated my life in such a way where I want it to be explicitly black, brown, queer. And we don't really so much of our daily lives are not with who we want to be with. And so if I can make it so that it's a safe environment, it's representative of who I am, then yeah, that's where I'm going to be.
I agree.
And I'll add, like, all of our nightlife doesn't have to be the same, right? Like I think the way that all the people that I've talked to that have gone to Frolic, it's more like a freedom. Like you can be or wear or see or do anything that you want to do, which is not always the same in all black gay spaces. Right? Like
Very true.
You can't just go, you can't wear anything in every black gay space. Right? And so like
I'm definitely,
because there are some gay black spaces where you can still, as a gay black man, still feel overlooked and invisible.
100%.
And so I think that the ability to have so many spaces that cater to not just gays, but like different facets of black gay life, i.e. circuit, i.e. Conversation, because people are there for the community and conversation. There's some people there to wear their fits because they bought it. They trying to be as femme as they can be femme because they can't be femme anywhere else. Right. Or
these 6 days are your chance to do that, to let go of whatever reality you might be in for a moment and have this very concentrated experience. Just like you said, the socialization that takes place across 4 or so months, it all happens in, well, it's not necessarily a microwave experience. I'll say an air fryer.
Nice and crispy.
Yeah, nice and crispy.
And low on the calories.
Right. It comes out just right. Yeah, but yeah, a lovely time for you to really have that self-discovery too. That happens a lot at Frolic Weekend where we do have kink workshops and some folks might not know so much about it, but here is a very safe environment for you to learn, ask questions that you think might be
Shout
stupid.
out to David, who will be hosting
Shout out to
those.
David Brandon.
Yes, he will.
Yes, we're so happy to have David along with us. This is David's 3rd year now.
Okay.
Yeah, with Frolic Weekend. And helping us to make it a safe space for people to learn more about what can give them pleasure that they might have been missing out on.
Because, baby, I've been exploring by myself.
Okay.
It's been great. And you guys need to go. That is a great man. He was on the podcast, I think 2 episodes ago. Great guy, definitely. So if you guys... if you follow him on Instagram, please do. Very educated. He dropped a reel today talking about black daddies. Ooh. It was a great reel. I loved it. My daddy actually sent it to me, and I was like, I already watched it.
All right.
He's definitely on my when he posts content, it pops up first. All right, we're almost to our close. Let's talk about survival and authenticity.
Okay.
How often are POC men showing up in nightlife spaces as their full authentic selves versus a version that they feel is more acceptable?
I think it's more the latter.
You think so?
I mean, I don't want it to be so, but I've found it to be a thing where I would enter a space and I'd be like, oh man, I'm really queer. I'm queer as fuck.
As you should be.
As I should be. But I think it's easier for me to tap into a freedom and a sense of liberation in a way that others don't. I remember last year, to close out the summer, we did something called Black Men Frolic. We had over 200 black men come to Piedmont Park, and the mission of it was to have them frolic. and so
Are we frolicking?
I mean, yeah,
we
frolicking.
We
Yes.
frolicking? Why you ain't tell me we ain't
Everybody and their mom have been sending me that video
Right.
of black men frolicking, and then Will Smith did it, so there was a resurgence. And so I was like, you know what? Let's do this. And a great crowd came through, and a lot of them were lounging. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe they don't know the definition of frolic. And so I went around to different people and was like, hey, like, at some point at 5 p.m. and like the sun is like about to set or whatever, we're gonna frolic together. It's gonna be beautiful. I had a videographer and everything because I really wanted to capture it.
Yes.
And there would be so much pushback. Like, oh wait, what are we doing? Oh wait, I don't even know how to frolic. Show me how to do it. And I'm like, y'all,
Just do it.
because like yeah, trade here. And I already saw the tie-dye two-piece that you wearing that. Like, girl.
A little bit of Caribbean just came out.
Like,
A little bit did.
little bit. And then we had like a wig snatch game too. And I was walking around the park with a wig on because I realized, shout out to Sean Anthony, who is going viral about, we need to be whimsical. We need to have some whimsy in our lives.
Absolutely.
And I call it silly goose. And so I realized that if hopefully my silly goose is able to allow somebody else's silly goose to pop out and we can be silly geese together. And so I was walking around Piedmont Park with a pink magenta wig on, going up to people being like, you gonna play this game with me? And
I gotta see
I have video of it. Like,
yes.
I need to post it because it really goes to my theory of being a permission slip for folks. And I carry that function at Frolic Weekend too, because I really feel as though these spaces that we have in nightlife or queer life is what I really categorize Frolic Weekend in, because it's more than just parties, panel discussions, yoga, you name it, we probably got it, or cooking it up for next year. Yeah. But I think it really comes from the top. Like the vibe, that's the only trickle-down theory that I believe actually works. When leadership and the people who are producing these events are those who will throw themselves out to the wolves or be a silly goose, and that trickles down so then the community knows for itself, like, oh, it's fine. Absolutely. I'm okay here. And so by the end of Black Man Frolic, we did have some people frolicking.
Yes.
We did have some people wearing the wigs, doing the wig snatch game.
Wig snatch game.
You know,
I would have took the wigs, girl. I definitely would have. I'd have glued mine on, though.
Yeah. Like, well, yeah. Like, see, now y'all don't play fair. Right. I'm going to check for glue. And people, yeah.
But I do think that similarly, so even particularly for Black queer men, we have done so much projecting our masculinity and covering for the gayness that we feel like we cannot frolic. Now, that's a Black male thing. Yeah. But specifically for queer masculine presenting men, or attempting to present masculine men, right? Like it's hard to be free in the skin because we spent so many years not or being shackled to it. Yeah. Right. And I'll say that I'm one of those people, right? Like I'm not one of those people, the first people to go to the dance floor, right? Like, you know, maybe after a couple of drinks, maybe like
I definitely am.
But the benefit of the Frolic vehicle, the videos when they were like initially great is that it was really kind of like straight Black men doing it, and it was almost telling all Black men that they can go frolic. Yes, right. But I think queer Black men, there's a sect that frolics easily, or they do it with courage.
Yes. Liquid courage.
Not liquid courage, just with courage. They are nervous about doing, but they do it anyway based off of the courage. Right? And then there's some people who are probably more masculine that are harder. It's harder to get out of that. Yeah. Which is why I like Frolic, right? Because you can get kind of away from the people you know, and then you can kind of explore and experience some other things.
Right. Yeah.
Or other yous, which kind of go back to your question. About like when people are out, like I think people do put on at these different events.
Oh, 100%.
They try on different versions of themselves though. I think instead, for themselves. So like, I'm on this like circuit boy kind of like venture to see if I'm going to like that thing. Right. Yeah. So I try it on. I go to the community and see, hey, can I try on this like clothing? Does this fit me? Instead of being kind of pretentious, like I'm just trying it on to see if I like it. And sometimes I'm like, I don't like this dress, right? And so I think we maybe have to look a little differently about the way people go into spaces and try on something different, but particularly with Black community, because we say if you do it once, oh, that's who you are,
right?
So
it's a wrap.
So you wear dresses now,
right?
So you wear wigs now,
right, exactly.
No, I wore a wig on Frolic. I didn't do any other time.
Right. You know, we have that episode coming up about the femboy movement. I'm super excited to talk about that because I feel like them boys know how to frolic.
They sure do. Well, some of them.
Well, women know how to frolic. Women know how to do that. Like it's unfortunately created as an inherently feminine thing because you can go to dance floors from childhood to adulthood. Who on the floor?
Girls.
The girls are always on the floor. Yeah, they are the ones at the church shouting. They're the ones moving. It's the men who we've been taught to hold up the wall. Or just rock side to side, right? So I think
that's
feminine
culture as well, dancing on the wall,
and it's so. Oh, you mean dancing on the wall?
Like some of them will like start on the wall first before before the night gets going. Like Caribbean men will usually not start dancing,
and that's why I was scared in that glow party because when I was in high school, that's what it was. It was just me being stiff, me just like feeling it out, but. No, the folks were active. So I was like, you know what, let me wind up a little bit.
We are at the end of our show. Please, your angle, give your sales pitch, tell people why they should be at Frolic, give them the dates. Go for it.
Oh, yeah. So we are so excited to invite you to Frolic Weekend. It is a 6-day getaway for queer and trans men of color. It is the largest and the biggest gathering of queer and trans men of color in the country. So join over 1,000 men in Provincetown, Massachusetts from June 17th to the 22nd. You will find all kinds of activities from parties because we like to have a good time, but also panel discussions, yoga. We have a run club. We have a mixer for all kinds of folks, whether you're a couple, you're single, and we just want you to feel the fullness of the energy, feel the fullness of the joy because you belong here at Frolic Weekend.
And that's a wrap. Tell people where they can find you on Instagram.
They can find me at Instagram at Look Deeper, one word. And that's about it. My phone number is no.
Should we list the We Are Frolic pages and Frolic Weekend pages as well?
Oh yeah, sure, yes. Yes, find Frolic Weekend. Right, it's all about me. But yes, find Frolic Weekend at Frolic Weekend, also just 2 words. And then also the mother company of it all, We Are Frolic. Dun, 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 dun,
and I will list all of them in the bio.
Yes, please.
Thank you guys for being here for another episode of Frequency. We appreciate you guys for watching and stay tuned for new episodes every Monday. We love you guys. Bye.